the country is not broke. As some propagandists want us to believe. We're handing over the country with gross international reserves of almost $8 billion United States dollars. This is more than the $6.2 billion United States dollars of gross international reserves my administration inherited in 2017. Economic growth. The noise will not shut out the statistics.
And then you bring so memo wakwaba at the WhatsApp TV. So the State of the Nation's address. His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Akufo Addo, or the Nsimbi Aba Abetudwa. She said, "Niebusa say, the last State of the Nation's address or the Betudwa no, fair, and I say unfair. Mongeda he neje ini nkomani yempense and no mabako enemy because kamia kwa yese and someone the President of the Republic ede etudwa no ebi hono mo a emse muda ho ebi nso hono mo a emuna ho but let's put political shades no ento nchen yemfa no ento hono political sunglasses yemfa no ento nchen na yemfa amagana de no enhye na yenye fair to ourselves say the president ni 8 years ya obetwa yi whole State of the Nation's address na wode abre anasa Ghana yamano enaka kranka ho anayamano another 4 years enka ho nanka won prepare ne ho yi nanka omaye the proper one ubetumi edu adwenkyere ato comment section no ase aha aye WhatsApp TV mesro so on subscribe ya no subscribe no turn on the notification bell we are no like video no share video no edi amaye o comment na dia to comment section no ase ne din komo edi efri ehonom medase enutino ene day a on the 3rd you cry the see adi about the emphasize on the 3rd of a year January 2025 Adia said the President of the Republic etumi ekojina parliamentary house ede enkuntabuo ene said the Ghana esi eko eto amama no enim na president kasa no otumi ekasa fa the triple E eho a mechire energy eno kwasa fa economy ene education eho a chese wo kirekire enoma mu said na aban esi etena so emfie nwotwe no modern ba omu esi abo ede afa these 3 E's no eho no eja yebebo abremu na yedi eho enkomo kakra president ekasa ede for health enso eho eno kasa for tourism eho okasa ede for security eno so eho ena eja covid okasa ede for dagbon asumdua abahonom no ene boko ene hodie de enyanoye okasa de fa ni nyina ho galamsey tumi ye fe se omun sheda enye bribia sa okasa de fa eno so ho ena ode advice edema incoming finance minister na advice ni ebewuremu na yebuse ye ho ensem baako anamienu bi edi efremu because NDC part no omu say president State of the Nation's address ne de wa mono ho moden kra achese omu abobo mu adwene ede akire no ena the majority side me kire MPP for no omu de omu say emre ene enkrabia abruni efrense posterity se prosperity eno so ebitumi akire say ade say president no ifiri so Ghana for ye be fe ne papa and no can be built so at the far judiciary for you so say honum so omo abo adwuma pa now infrastructure and so president wenyanimu ensembebri ena the president of the Republic of Ghana Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo utumi edito Ghana fo animu Ghana fo no eja ebinumo kase president yensa ama nimfie na nka ho because this state of the nation's address no them akakakra enyensisi suye etisana ebinum adwen eche but whatever the cases no ye be break bibia down said ye be ya onso betumi de wadwen kire ato comment section no ase na ye di enkomo e de efro me pacho we must be honest so we must be honest said ye be ya at the end of the day no ye betumi a conclude bibia kama na dwumadie no ekoso no president ni ADC me kire ni AD camp ano ne French ba menya sure se maka ni because French de me share da nya de ba French mu na ye nya da ADC no efri omo friend AD camp by English no omo friend camp of field assistant chese Ghana fo bi friend say we bodyguard we nya bodyguard we AD camp ono etumi collapse ye ema chese eno so ehon nsem no ye bebo ewram na yetumi edi enkomo edi efri honum ye sha se president ehye nenkasa ye na se no odi yemfa ne se na re chichensem yes na re chichensem edema kantamanto ejaya ahye ena o assure say government no bebo modern aboa wo mu a omo ho aka no na owie ye no ena otisi education eso yanko tie ensem a president editu dwa efa education no ehun na fe no ye wi a yempepe enuoma baako enimienu bim na yini enkomo emfa emfiri hono.
Mr. Speaker, arguments still remain over what there is to show for the fight against galamsey and the effects of irresponsible mining is not. There can be no such arguments about the introduction of the free SHS and free TVET want us to believe another policy that did not have universal approval the country when I sought to introduce it on coming into office. However, I believe this is one of the rare occasions on which we can use the word transformational without any danger of abusing the word. We have transformed education, and there can never be a reversal, of the fact that some 5.7 million young people have gained access to secondary education who would otherwise COVID-19 not have the opportunity on all aspects of our lives. Free SHS have gone way beyond what anyone could have imagined. Indeed, my administration is also proud of the effects on technical and vocational education. Let me first deal briefly. Establishing the 34 new TVET institutions pandemic and upgrading some of the alarming shortcomings of our health delivery system. With 21st century to seek remedies to ensure. The Speaker, I'm proud that we were brave enough to have started the free SHS policy at the beginning of my first term and resisted the calls for a gradual introduction. I'm glad that we've removed from the Ghanaian mindset.
Okay, I think see some hiccup be the playing of the voice of the president, you know. But yes, I encourage because right now no bibia aye. It said them di kankan ye no. Yes, I say emfa in free education no na yiwia yini ehun komo kakra.
Licenses. Yeah. If arguments still rage over what there is to show for the fight against galamsey and the effects of irresponsible mining, there can be no such arguments about the introduction of the free SHS and free TVET programs. Another policy that did not have universal approval when I sought to introduce it on coming into office. However, I believe this is one of the rare occasions on which we can use the word transformational without any danger of abusing the word. We have transformed education, and there can never be a reversal of the fact that some 5.7 million young people have gained access to secondary education. My administration has also prioritized technical and vocational education and training, TVET, establishing 34 new TVET institutions and upgrading 62 existing ones to equip our youth with 21st century skills. The Speaker, I'm proud that we were brave enough to have started the free SHS policy at the beginning of my first term and resisted the calls for a gradual introduction. I'm glad that we've removed from the Ghanaian mindset the belief that secondary school education is only for people from certain households and families. From 2020, when the first cohort of free senior high school candidates sat for the WACC, Ghana has consistently recorded over 50% of candidates scoring A1 to C6 in all 4 core subjects. This marks a stark improvement compared to the years prior, particularly the period when pass rates in core subjects were largely below 50%. This year's results, the 2024 results, have maintained the laudable trend from 2020. Indeed, only 51.6% of candidates achieved A1 to C6 in English in 2016, compared to a much higher 69.52% in 2024. For integrated science, the pass rate improved from 48.35% in 2016 to 58.77% in 2024. Mathematics demonstrated the most dramatic progress, rising from a mere 33.12% pass rate in 2016 to an impressive 66.86% in 2024. Social studies followed a similar trend, improving from 54.55% in 2016 to 71.53% in 2024. Moreover, the 2023 WACC results stand out as the best in the history of the examination. No amount of shouts will displace data. It will not happen.
The President of the Republic of Ghana said no amount of shouts and a bit to me I misreplace the data honum. Some now no and answer no. But said him di kan we say we need to be fair to ourselves. Although say eja propaganda is gakra baako anam you beba on the side of the NDC for no, but okasa with facts and data. Now say yeah fa the president the facts any data ya or the ababa betu Ghana. Not just any improvement abam because with the free SHS name said the president kano. To me abokwan amanipa be yemfa ne say 5.7 million people. And to me enya kwan evra education system nim. And I say omo to me a pass it through the education system which is bibia kama out so improvement in so ebam de biana utumi say okay enya bad according to the president of the republic nensam ya ode ebetu edwano education yenya nwie yebesa akoso biom now share the introduction of the and I say MPP omu introduce the STEM yi any TVET ya president can am just recently about yamfa ne sebe up to 2 weeks and I say it be a bit 2 weeks and some days Accra okoko bie one of the stems ne baako ewo honom no na kama enu ntino we say ne beka say oh ye ni atumi ehunu bi na said the president echire mu no what you say TVET no technical vocational education and ɛyɛ technical ɛno ɛyɛ adeɛ sɛ omo atumi asisi adan bɛ 34 aka the ɛna old ones a na wɔ hɔ no mu a ɛno nso ɛyɛ 62 no omo atumi ayɛ ɛho adwuma ɛno nti no sɛ yɛ ka ne nyina bomu ne yɛ ka sɛ even president enye bi kura na at least based on statistics now the amaye no ye betumi aka sɛ at least omo atumi a improve kakra upon enuoma kakra bi a your friend say and upon the previous one no said the system no esitie no utimi so omo a improve but ye come ye be relate the SHS 5.7 million people na omo every no ye be related to jobs nso na yahwe improvement a eno nso ewo honom said the mekan no education no etoaso ntu de yensa enko ne enko hwe the next face a ode atu edwa no na afei no yemra na yemekasa kakra emfa ho
as the best in the history of the examination with record-breaking performances across all core subjects. It is obvious then that our reforms have not only expanded access but have also enhanced the quality of education. I am glad that we have led to where they properly belong, and that they will no longer be seen as the option for those who cannot make the top grade. We have embarked on the development of 20 STEM centers and 10 model STEM senior high schools across the nation, and also constructed 186 new science laboratories nationwide. The other day, I commissioned the Accra STEM Academy, which is destined to play a key role in the future of STEM education in our country. These institutions are designed to provide hands-on learning experiences with cutting-edge facilities. From coding to robotics, our students are being prepared for the demands of the 21st century. It has not been without challenges, but the results are evident. I'm delighted with the infrastructure transformation that has taken place on our school and university campuses. This was displayed in a dramatic fashion a few weeks ago when the Ministry of Education staged the simultaneous commissioning of 80 new educational facilities across the nation. I do not suggest that we have finished what we set out to do, but we have certainly established what a kindergarten is supposed to be like. We've established what a primary school should be like. We've set standards for what constitutes a JHS. Science laboratories are now integral parts of junior and senior high schools, and computer tablets are available for all school children. Mr. Speaker, now we know and accept that a public school building can be painted in beautiful and attractive colors. Mr. Speaker, we have aimed to make the learning and teaching atmosphere a happy one for all school children and their teachers. We spend a lot of resources on education in the past 8 years, and I'm persuaded that it is money well spent, and the long-lasting benefits for our society will provide the justification for the expenditure.
So, said you see, actually, education-wise, you know, it seems to say the president eka ye ni nyina no eye ade a eda ye nyina nim because ye nim say in education system ni mu no students no use tablet ene ade a che say ye nyina no eye nim sem me pacho let us be fair yenya fair enchire ye ho because president ne 8 years ya wa ba betwa say bi ha ya anja gini ya at the end of the day no ebe ha adwen so ti dey church eti yenye fair enchire ho so hwe ensem ya president edibetutu edwa eye science lab a omo asisie ene yɛmfa ne improvement a aba education system nim ene said me kan ye no just recently omu tumi ekobie eye STEM workshop no anase school no baako ewo Accra a che se wo kyeremu a we mu nyina no enne 21st century no on say education system no esesa enu ntinu student no or say book bebrebe no so mu jai eno na president ka ho asemi na omutumi eye coding ye ka computer coding and robotics and say wa wonim de ekoso bibia ye computer ni ade na eno na president ebu hu konta say omo atumi abo ho modern when it comes to this field nenso ye nyina Ghana for at least say ye ka no kura ye ni ehunu bi enu ntino in education there president to me the education ebia metumi aman be 8.88 over 10 say education system no omo atumi abuild the pa because to maintain your friend say free SHS and free education for 8 years no enye adea easy aside the no so no omo abomodin ede new your friend is saying so educational and as education system be etumi everywhere mu a and also etumi ema improvement eba your friend baako unsu betumi de wadwenkyere ato comment section no ase na yedi enkomo ewo honom na sedi yenim no yem president onya emfiri akonya ne so kora na no wote so no o kasa onyi covid-19 emfiri mu enuti no osa kan bibi edefa covid-19 ho said the COVID-19 no etumi aba hete Ghana ene ye health system no aside bibia no said you must see a renovate enoma edi noma bia be hihiem ambulances aba o manim ni ade no ni nyina no president ede etudwa yenko tie ne nsem no bi na afei no yemra na yemedi eho enkomo nso kakra
to make any meaningful accounting of my time in office without reference to the COVID pandemic. With the passage of time, it is easy to play down the extent of the catastrophe that brought our world to a thundering halt and brought wild animals to lounge on highways. Do we remember that airports around the world were closed, and some 2 years after the formal end of the pandemic, worldwide shipping and cargo freight have not returned to normal? Schools were closed around the world, and it took courage to reopen our schools. And there are parts of the world that have not yet made up for the closure of schools necessitated by the pandemic. Probably, Mr. Speaker, the most poignant aspect of those times was not the fear that gripped us all, but the fact that we were unable to hold hands or hug each other, and we could not have funerals for our dead. It is worth emphasizing the point that with the help of the Ghanaian people and the guidance of the Almighty, we managed the pandemic in our country to the admiration of the whole world. Indeed, during the COVID-19 pandemic, Ghana emerged as a leader in Africa, managing the crisis with a balanced approach that prioritized lives and livelihoods. We were among the first countries on the continent to secure vaccines and roll out a comprehensive vaccination program. The establishment of our own vaccine manufacturing facility under the supervision of the National Vaccine Institute, a body created by Act of Parliament, in the healthcare system. In the spirit of transparency and accountability, a parliamentary audit was conducted on the accounts relating to COVID-19 expenditures, reflecting my government's attachment to accountability and the effective stewardship of public resources during a time of crisis.
Eti wey enso COVID-19 eho ensem yenya nimsem se 2019-2020 de na chese emu ayeden pa lockdown ene said the modern more president etimi ebo ewo my Ghana mu na say enano said the president ma Ghana for bye when it comes to state of nations address and a state of nation address ehun ya wa assess modern more Ghana yetumi ebo ewo COVID-19 ho a won so ohun ne say because yes eye ye nyina yanim sem eko USA eko Italy eko UK NS Spain some European countries most of them esie ni papa ache say free say that time no etwa mu ebesi ne no nipa ye life enye tise de na tie ni bio na sa wo hwe eye so wa wo hwe anamon wa Ghana yenso yetumi etu edefa COVID-19 yi ho a se de make ya uhu ne sei se MPP aban ene Nana Dankwa Akufo Addo na administration no omo bomodin omo ya ade anase omo anya ade de bentina osusu se omo anya ade na so omo ya ade nso a na de ato comment section no asenaja ye di nkomo e de efiri ho because COVID-19 yi mu na yehunu se Ghana for oma omo light free water nso odema wo mu free ene ade so ho Ghana for nyenya some benefits bi nso e de efifiri mu a wo kire mu se enokura chi no ema omo hunu se also mutimi esi eye National Vaccine Center a no nso no omo etumi edi ehun dwuma eye plus because o kire bi no se problem o sa ba ye ntwen se ebia German for ena supply vaccines any ade Ghana no ya betumi ya de si tumi hwe esonko a eya ubetumi adrop comment say COVID-19 time ya yam president ode yan kuntabuo no uhu ne se eye ade se wo ye ade e wo sa part hono a no am ye hunu eja ya kwasona no yewra eye health ni mo nso because o chese COVID-19 no eba ye no e ma wo mu hunu se Ghana ye health system no enye omutosi ni pa enye kura enu nti no obobo no ma bisu a enu nso na se eye vital point yenko na de yenkonkotie enu nso ho ensem no na yemra ni medi enkomo kakra emfa enu nso ho.
Evils on all aspects of our lives have gone way beyond what anyone could have imagined. And we're still dealing with the effects on the economy. But let me first deal briefly with the effects on the health sector. This pandemic showed us some of the alarming shortcomings of our health delivery system. And we've strived to seek remedies to ensure that we're reasonably prepared to meet the next emergencies. The most important intervention is the Agenda 111 project we have embarked upon that aims to place a hospital in every district. Out of the 101 district hospitals and 2 psychiatric hospitals on the project list, there are 99 district and 2 psychiatric hospitals where contractors are deployed and work is in progress. I'd hoped that construction will be completed on all of them, but that, alas, was not to be. I'm pleased to report that on December 5th, I had the utmost pleasure to commission 3 of the district hospitals. Progress of works on the other 98 active sites range from 5% for sites whose work commenced recently to 95% at other sites. I'm hoping that the incoming Mahama administration will ensure that the project is completed to put our health infrastructure on a sound footing. Furthermore, we launched the National Ambulance Services Revitalization Program, increasing the number of ambulances from 55 barely functioning ambulances to over 300, ensuring timely emergency response and saving countless lives.
20 χρόνια δικό σας.
Eti sedie eti etie no eye President of the Republic etumi ate esi eye changes a etumi eba COVID-19 no echi omu ehunu se ewoso mutumi eye bribi na enumu na omode eye agenda 111 no ebaye na wo kire se agenda 111 ni mu no omu emu se omu betumi abomodi ananka omu asi eye 101 hospitals ewo ɔman no mu nyinaa regions no nyinaa no 101 na na 2 psychiatric hospital baby a obi adwene mu kana omode no ekɔ no na president kyerɛ sɛ omo hya ase no omo abo mu homodin bia omo tumi ayemu 3 ne de watumi akwako bia no na 101 pa se woni abre se wo ye pa dia na wakobi mu 3 a ebeka so aya ade but onya ade kura nsiye so ho ho de metumi aka se president wa flop kakra e wo ho no because on say one of the important things e wo yen daily life nim no ye apomu den ho asem enu nti se wo se apom din bia bi ho atetwuma na se e wo se wo ye ho adwuma o se ukọ honom with all attentions or do say Ghana no ye wo no bebre ye de nanso no apom din de ye nyina no ye gidi se anase ye gitum se ye ade a ho hia enu nti se COVID-19 obi nim da foforo a bia ya de foforo bi be ma no homene so na COVID-19 no abekire nyansa sesa na tie dia yensisi hospitals more na president mo ba se bo be hospitals mako 101 a wo se emu 3 pe na yatumi awie ho de no kura nyame anim ni se meka se me ma president maka ebia me de ne 3 na be ma no over 10 na wetimi bie na no anam de be ma no over 10 won so betumi do adwenkyere ato comment section no asini etumi edi nkomo ede afa ho. But on the more serious note no, President Akufo Addo kokobo ema the incoming president meche the president elect John Dramani Mahama wo kire say ade say wo se president eba wono nani enso etumi ekọ agenda 111 no ho, which is very very nice. Na mentiasie NDC fo na wo mo ye no sabi eno mentiasie se president bi eja project no atu ne yonko president fo se okay aha no megitum se ma anya ade enti wo ba hweso no eno no waka ne bone anaso waka ne papa just Ghana dear I don't actually know, but whatever the case is, also bet to me the or comment at the comment section, no, I say, na ye di and come a day a free ho. And no, your health matters no more. I just say, President Egusua, Eja Oka, modern boa, etumi ebo edefa, health system, no, enti yanko na de yanko enkotie the next one, no, na afeye free ho no more. Gentia banks. Omu egugu no onso o my Ghana mu se bank for no ade ba ko mu gina so omu tumi do etuti a eye Akufo Addo ne MPP aban no se wogugu omu enwuma na eno nso no the president of the republic echire mu se enye boapayo na yiwia ye bekoso yenkokotie health issues na anase modern bo edefa apomuden ho no na yiwia ye beko eno nso eso.
Strides in healthcare reflect our collective commitment to build a system that prioritizes the dignity, health, and well-being of every Ghanaian. Furthermore, we've revived the National Health Insurance Scheme, which at one point before I came into office appeared to be reverting to the days of cash and carry. The number of subscribers has risen from 10.6 million in 2016 to 17.9 million at the end of 2023. With the renewal of subscriptions being facilitated by a tap on the mobile phone and the scope of the scheme being broadened to include treatment for sickle cell disease, kidney dialysis, and childhood cancers. The Speaker, our economy took a bigger hit from the COVID-19 pandemic and the ensuing consequences than had been anticipated. And in 2021 and 2022, we were in unaccustomed trouble. Our economy, which in my first term had been widely acknowledged to have performed creditably, marked by the longest period of single-digit inflation, 7% average GDP real growth rate, and strong external balances, was on its knees. The government's difficulties in parliament, with the slimmest of majorities, gave the impetus to the international rating agencies to trash us on their assumption that we would struggle to get financial policy measures passed through the legislature. We faced the problems we encountered with equanimity, took a deep breath, and decided to apply for an IMF-supported program. The strides...
Eti said ye can, you know, I dare say, the President Addo Dankwa, yes, yeah. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo said the Ugunin Samsua eja or cano or Chiremu say. Yeah, I dare say, when it comes to your health issues, you know, and I say, modern boy omo ebo edefa health sector no hoa. Utimi say, said the walkano. I dare say, MPP abino. Etumi ebo ne ho modern pa when it comes to health sector no ho although say enoma bi tosini de but so far and some of they atudwa no ade say ahomka ewom kakra say wabo no ho modern na said ye won so oteye no ubetumi adrop comment e de ato comment section no ase say in conclusion said ye wasi the statistics see ababa to Ghana for anim no ususu se wo mo ade to wo no ana se na wo mo amu mu homodin ne mum no de omu ye nim pokura no ebia na enye enough emfama oman no ubetumi edo wadwenkyere ato comment section no ase na president ekoni nsemu no o kire mu se ade se covid ya eba yi no ebeha oman Ghana ema even yensika semon so ebeha adwene pa na said ye oka no say in case say Ghana ye hia moa bi anase ye pesika bi na ye de kokoto parliament enim say oh parliament for no approve MPC approve a ade say bin because say I think say only one person ena Nana Akufo Addo na ban the second term yi na MPP for no de ABT NDC for when it comes to the seat na enu no na dom ketwa no NDC for no etumi abo omu agenda no egu a eno so eka ho ema obrey na mamumu no obrey pa na said na AC eka nsem no omutumi kan omu esi so a chese opon challenges a omu efesi ye ni nyina no omu etumi ebo modern say omu ebe sustaining the economy in a way although say omu enya ne said omu pe but said esitie bia no omu ebe mia omu ani na eno no wo kasa no odi wura the reason why intia omu etumi ebo modern egu the banking system on say banks ahudu bi o no mo a eno nso no omutumi egugu no ewo oman Ghana mu including pakwasi indum ono nso kra ne bank ho kan ya chese Ghana for banking system sector na ebinom edie egu ye ninti no ade se omu ebedwa this current president pa na wo kire mu se sa ade na esi ye no na enya ne pe yanko tie the reason why ntia president kase omu gina so a omu edigu banks na ewo oman Ghana ebino.
The implementation of the program so far has gone well, even as it has been challenging. We have passed successfully through 3 successive reviews of program implementation by the IMF board, with the most recent review approved on 2nd December 2024, leading to the disbursement of $360 million United States dollars. The fund has therefore disbursed a cumulative $1.9.2 billion United States dollars to date. At the moment, I'm able to say with confidence that the crisis is over, that the economy has recovered strongly and faster than projected. In order for me to be able to make this assertion, I must make reference to the debt restructuring exercise. It affected many bondholders and was one of the most challenging decisions my administration had to undertake. It was not a choice made lightly, as we were acutely aware of the personal and financial hardships it would impose on individuals, families, and institutions across the country. Many citizens had invested their hard-earned savings, and we fully understood the pain and sacrifices this exercise demanded. However, it became evident that without such bold and decisive action, our economy would have faced an even greater crisis with far-reaching consequences for every Ghanaian. This restructuring was essential to address unsustainable debt levels and to create the fiscal space needed to stabilize the economy and lay the groundwork for future growth. It was critical in ensuring that Ghana could meet her financial obligations, regain the confidence of international and domestic investors, and restore our economic credibility. Through the resilience and understanding of the Ghanaian people, coupled with the strategic measures we implemented, we have been able to chart a path towards the recovery that is underway. Today, we're witnessing the positive outcomes of the painful but yet necessary exercise. The economy is rebounding strongly. Our fiscal position is more stable, and our debt sustainability has significantly improved. These developments have provided a solid foundation for sustained growth and development, ensuring that the sacrifices made by bondholders and other stakeholders will not be in vain.
It is said here, the President of the Republic, Eka Ehon Asemno, Sa Pepepe Ena, Etia Watcher say, I dare say, Bansa Omu Egu no. Omu egu bi because say na enoma bi ono mo a ACC na emwa Ghana manma no. Although say ade na no omu ye no na omu nim say consequences no ebeye ade ano beye den, but na also omu kan omu sen edisi so a che say eno nso a omu gugu banks bi no eye ade say aboa oman Ghana yen sika sempa ama eka ye die mpokura no improvement abamu a che say president che say sabre ya wo no onya ye nyanka nemum no sika twitwiri die bi pa nso eda Ghana ye chi a enkrofo ensem we se bae no enkrofo ebusa ho asem ba meka sa asem no akyerewo ebra ye bekwa akotie next video no ewie na president chese bin because se de meka kyerewo no na enkrofo de omusika ekoto banga ubonse wo mu a na bangene na agu na omu akulusu no biti say na mo amo ene sa kind of banks no enuti no na ewo say omu etumi regulate the banking system said ye be ya enkoba say Ghana ma me enebo ye ho ebe kire ye na da anamona omu etu ye ne said the president eka ye no kire say oh ewom say Ghana fo no ebi adwa pa ubusa papa kwasi ndum say ya oh ene we dwa papa we dwa Akufo Addo ye pa nenso no o kire say eye ni ye mu because omu consulto eye omu nim sika semu entutu na say omu ye sika sem eho entutuyefo no na omu eje this advice edi free mu ho nti although say na ye painful de na ya de a eya nenso no na eye Ghana fo ye ne ye die nti eti ebra wo this asem we say to aso no economy ni mu ana ya bo awura sese no president edi ye ne namu sese no ya economy no sese de ababa be jana na aso na yankwai president say Ghana sese sika kakraka bi eda honom ede maye ne a yanhwe na mahama bana wo ba sese odene nam se ena sika bi ani ho umu ni aban ni mu bi so ho enso sika bi ani ho yanhwe president say sika kakraka bi eda honom yankoni nkonko tie because de Nana Akufo Addo aye bold a wo ka eho asem no utimi se papa ne nan esibibi so we are in conclusion no economy wise ye bebusi ho se Akufo Addo ene na aban MPP aban yi omu eya ade anase omu anya ade yentie sa video no enso emu ensem no na afei yemra embedi enkomo kakra emfa emfiri ho
is not broke. As some propagandists want us to believe, we're handing over the country with gross international reserves of almost dollars. This is more than the 6.2 billion United States dollars of gross international reserves my administration inherited in 2017. Economic growth. The noise will not shut out the statistics. And I intend to put the statistics on the record of Hansard. No matter the amount of noise.
Eti ahase no eye ade se NDC for no ehye asese omu eye se cause trouble se commotion se dey whatever the cases no omu ehye asese omu eye dede disrupt eye the president of Ghana based on asemwa president ekan ye se eye ade se kona wo kono sika ewo ho pa na president echre ni semu no o kire se eye 2017 ebra wono eba bedi eye Ghana akonwa so no na sika eda Ghana afutuo mu ewo wiase afa na nyina ye de ebo Ghana ho bra no eye 6.2 billion US dollars na sabre no obetwa 8 years no watumi abomoden amasika no atumi ahuri ekọ eye 8 billion US dollars na chese yebubu nkonta na president atumi ede 1.8 billion dollars ena ede abon homodin ede ebi aka ho ba sa we say no statistics we say no ana calculation we say no say ye betumi aka ho asemo a gise wo se mehunu sika na eda ehodema oman no president eye kofo ne eye yam president awanya ne ba bi ko mechire John Evans Satamels ne breso sika ne da honom eye John Dramani Mahama wono so ebia sika sai ena ofri so no otumi enyaye de kan sai sika no ho ma ne beduru eye 6.2 eye billion eno ansa ne etumi calculate but minyanyaye ne de ye be handle anase ye de no besensen honom for the time being na said the American president ma Ghana for confidence eye economy no eye ade se a recover ofiri su abomodia I to bibia na bibia nso aye kama pa na NDC for any propaganda for bi na omo kire se ebia sika bia eni honom ene ade na say sika we say dem di ka kire se meka nsem bia nkrofo bi ekeka ede meka nsem bia nkrofo bi keka ewo social media iso a kire wo no omo kire se adenti na Ghana ye wo say sika 8 billion US dollars eda yechi nanso Ghana akwan nye ebi ohonomo a owo honomo a na institution bi si yentua wo muka ene ade ewo wo honomo adenti na yenyi sika we sei emfa emeye Ghana akwan na yemfa ni nyina entuatua aka enuti president ka se economy no a recover no omu de omu nti ase because economy a recover de ni kwan se enipa eba besu se government no edi omuka na sa 8 billion US dollars ya president HSA ye wo edito ye wo da ya account mu anase de ye de bebo ye ho bra e wo man nim no doesn't mean say sika ne enkoyi na ye mfa metuatua aka anase ye mfa meye kwan de bi we eye foto a eda akire edema oman na se eye critical na se emergency emu den pa ansa na saa sika we say no yetumi de yensa akọ because onsa wo bobra wo so nya bibi atu achi aha sika bi ho no mo a eda ho enso na o kire wo yamukom emakom ekun because odon sakoka wanhwa na ebe ha adwen enu nti no president eka se Ghana state ayi wom sesia no when it comes to the economy no okay no doesn't mean say oh ye fully okay because America kra na ye ko mu hobosia ne omu a omu aka no omu kra no omu problem omu kwan nyina nye omu kwan nyina na omu aye ena enye obi a ne wa America ho enu nti no sei ena saa asem na president eka ye no memisu se etie onso betumi de wadwenkyere ato comment section honum na eja yetumi edi enkomo ewo honum enti say no economy ena eye the president of the republic wode abetudwa na along the way no said the meka ye no eye ade say NDC fuyi MPC etumi interrupt ye enu nti yanko the next video no so eye the continuation of this same video no na yewia yebeki kanoma ede abom ni abusi ho say president ATS state of the nation address no dia breyi ana say yensa Ghana for yenya adwene niema no mfie nan enka ho no nsa emfa emoabo ana ho no meka asem foforo emfa enche yenko next video no so na yewia yebedi enkomo ede afa eno so
His Excellency the President is not out of order. Please. Honorable members, your statistics might be different from his, but that doesn't mean he's misleading the House. He is in order. Please, Your Excellency, continue.
Mr. Speaker, the statistics cannot be different. There's only one set of statistics that there is.
No, I'm said the president of the republic very very sharp pa. Or you very 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 sharp because na NDC for no eka say and somewhere president eka edefa economy no hono ade say or mislead the country and I say or misleading the house. So nana abambaben I say no or the politics nana kwa president ko the politics ni shim just wo can be bia just say in a way no president asam na wo kan wo pa say president no eboa enuti Akufo Addo ye sharp pa no kan say ade say statistics there entumi enkoye different from any other statistics bia no the real one no answer no one a honum no social media is nkrofo kasa pa efa ho ba say munim de tia nkrofo kasa fa ho na ni nyina ne say na abambaben ahase no anko obedan o ye no ho NDC fu ye bia but the president of the republic to me channel na sem no Emma no eko ekwema honum no me president no thumbs up pa because oye very very sharp ewo honum because untimi enka se economy no aye friend say statistics no NDC for ewo mo statistics na MPP for ewo omo statistics abranso a NDC for ya politics ye beku nipa o we dey mebo video bi acho o mo ba bonti aba be ka kire ye say even kwan your statistics bi honum a public domain no government no my public no ehunu the ebia ECG but the real thing on the ground no government one no party enya de say government no ebetumi am ehunu enu ti NDC for no the statistics na omu ejina so omu ka say president mislead the public no omu nya free Akufo Addo na de ma no omu anase dey I just say politics a very dynamic and very dirty. We didn't want to hear who be free. Young court now the uncle to a someone a ja yedi a home como concerning the economy no na eja young kakra and fa and also to
the pre-COVID trajectory with impressive growth rate rising from 4.8% in the first quarter of 2024, 7% in the second quarter, and 7.2% in the third quarter. It is projected that this year's growth rate will be 6.3%, significantly higher than the 3.4% my administration inherited in 2017. The growth of the economy is further reflected in the growth of private sector credit. Private sector credit in nominal terms grew by 28.87% in October 2024, enforced by improved external balances, with the current account balancing improving significantly to a surplus of 2.6% of GDP in the first 9 months of the year, compared to a deficit of 6.6% of GDP in 2016. In much the same way, the trade balance has improved and stands at a surplus of 3.85 billion United States dollars, compared with a deficit of 1.8 billion United States dollars in 2016. Headline inflation, which stood at 23% in November, is still very high, but this is coming down from 54% recorded in December 2022, following the effects of COVID-19 and other global economic pressures. Encouragingly, food prices have also begun to decline, bringing some relief to households and contributing to a reduction in the overall cost of living. Government has implemented significant measures to address the hardships that accompanied the economic difficulties. These include increased budgetary allocations towards the school feeding program, the capitation grant, the National Health Insurance Scheme, and the Livelihood Empowered Against Poverty program.
The President of the Republic, Nensem no ena ogusua eja oka ne kakrakra edefa eye the economy eho said eye Ghana the state when it comes to our economy na said esi aye no ana improvement esi aba eye yensika semu no eno ena ode atu edwa wo kire sa brede improvement abam no eye kese pa na se yenimu a yenko na eja yenkonko busa eye adetonfo yi sese de enuoma bo aba fom papa enuane a omutoi no sese the president say enam se sese no ye economy no improve nti no eye ade se sese no ama afiefie mu anije aba because kane no nipa no spend bia 20 Ghana cedis ene de to banchia ene no nipa no ekwa o spend bia be 8 Ghana cedi ana say lesser enunti no in conclusion no the president say eye ade say NDC aban ebra 8 years ago omo eje anase omuja akonwanum edema MPP fo no eja president Nana Dudankwa Akufo Addo ena edi omu enim no eye ade say changes anase differences abamu pa chese se ye ka eye sikasem pa dia right now no de eye ade say hardship and MPP for no etumi efa mu ni nyina achi no right now no eye ade say enkrofo se inflation bi ekokọ high say de bibia eba from pa kama chese wono de odenesa esi ne bo akase bibia ededa na akwemu na president egusu a oka economy ho ensem ya no ena okasa ede advice ama eye the incoming financial minister obeba no na advice na president ede emano no yenko tie emu ensem no na afei yewia yebeka ni nyina abom na yabo ne tofa because me pesa yewie economy no said the president etumi ekasa defa ni nyina ho no ansa na yewia yetumi abuse ho say this State of Nations address ya president ede aba abontino eye ade se eye fair anase enye eye unfair at the end of the day no also fa or comment at comment section no ase na yini enkomo emfa emfiri ho no.
We want to give to the incoming finance minister. These achievements demonstrate our firm commitment to the policies, structural reforms, and program objectives and targets under the program. Let me at this juncture state unequivocally that the banking sector cleanup undertaken by my administration was an act of necessity, not of vendetta. It was a bold and decisive intervention to safeguard the strength and integrity of Ghana's financial system. The illegalities and irregularities perpetuated threatened the very foundation of our banking sector and jeopardized the hard-earned savings of millions of Ghanaians. Our actions ensure that not a single depositor lost their money, an unprecedented achievement in financial crisis management. Today, the results are there for all to see. A more robust, stable, and resilient banking sector capable of driving economic growth and supporting the aspirations of our people. It was a necessary decision to restore public confidence and secure the future of Ghana's financial sector.
Enti the president ena egusua sedem di kan eka ehon asem echere wo no concerning the reason why omu to me closely some of the banks na enye ejuma Ghana for eka ehon ensem. Now utie the president na sem ya wokan ya utimi se Akufo Addo na kuma ewo Ghana ho na owo Ghana ho adwempa mebeka di nti a meka sasem no achero because sasem we now walk about the reason why nti a omo eklosu the some of the banks no ewo oman Ghana mu no we're repeating it twice. We the second time or the sasem no. Now on said this second time now all sasem we say no or they advice at the ama the incoming finance and our financial minister. Tien yo senka yo bia ebia oni o man no ho adwempa anko kan yanko atwam ko advice the incoming financial minister no and our finance minister anka on advice no emfa ho enti say incoming finance minister no ewo adwene a in the way no obetie ana obe consider ebia when it comes to say on say no enkrofo eba pakosin dumo ne some of the banks bia president no ene MPP aban etumi eklusu wo mu no omo bade omo ho ebetwi the president elect enu ti say incoming finance minister no where you will be a sabi or jene eko echira obeteki the president na asem ya all can no into consideration because said am ka kire wo no where your state of the nation's address it said yanka oman no esiko no Akufo Addo de betu dwa wa wie but on say or mema advices bi ewo mu a say incoming government no etumi consider ansan watu anamon bia ebetumi aboa omu ebi ti say agenda 111 no waka ehon asem advice the president elect and this banks ya waka ehon asem say the reason why ntia omu close those banks no na nya boa payo wasa the advice ama the incoming finance minister because ebia in the one way or the other no ebekwa akoba say finance minister omo ebegigi omanim ama banks ahodo abebaba omanim ani ade at the end of the day no ebia na ebesey oman no esikasem enu nti no sede Akufo Addo eka yi no ekire se papa yi no owo adwempa owo adwempa na in conclusion sede the president of the Republic eka efa Ghana sikasem ho a what just say economy no a recover no one so when it comes to economy wise wadwen eye wo say ubotom enye maninti economy no enhye da nye bibia anase wugidi say in one way or the other no economy no etumi improve because ye kika nsem we nyina no we should consider COVID-19 eno de a must. We should consider men say ebia me be bias but in economy wise no mo adwadifo ene eja your friend say enyumayefo a mo wo on my Ghana mu no say ena ugidi say enoma ewo economy when it comes to economy no say Akufo Addo aban mu no say na enoma esi ugidi say ekoye. But in total ne de said the President Akufo Addo ogina so wo kan ye no say no na me de ebu atan pa dia and the economy no member ni says over 10 because say oba beto say Ghana ye wo $6.2 billion and a day chi ye de bo man ho bra now 8 years utumi de 1.2 and a 1.8 billion and aka ho a why ade but on sheda enye ade piece so and I said the American so we should consider the challenges na pension no utumi efemu ye ka COVID no said the ho ensem esi etie no so no we need to consider enti with the economy ni de me table so no me consider the mama no 6/4 onso betumi de ode ato comment section no asene di enkomo e de free honum na president free economy no eso no e no bowra corruption because Ghana de say edin ba akwa ye de nim Akufo Addo say no onye corrupt but this time around no enkrofo so ka asemfo fura omo chese papa no ene na abamufo no omo ye corrupt papa na corruption asemu a Akufo Addo eyi ne ho afiri ensemu a Ghana for ekekan mu no na wo kire say office of the prosecutor the special prosecutor kra no eye ne de say utumi ebie but so say obi ye nhye dan hu say wachi obi ana say odu obi a waso obi mu ama Ghana for ye ni age ho pa debi nhye da enhunu ye yanko corruption no ho ensensem no say de osi ekasa edefa ho no na yewie a yenso yebeba bema yen verdict ewo ho na yahwe modern bo a ni 8 years ni nyina no wabo ede afa corruption ho say why ade anase wanya ade.
Speaker, my government recognized at the very outset that the fight against corruption required more than rhetoric. It demanded systemic, sustained, and strategic action. To this end, my government initiated a holistic program of legislative, administrative, financial, and technological reforms. Indeed, one of my most satisfactory moments as president was when we established the Office of the Special Prosecutor. For me, this was not just another government office. It was and still is a symbol of our determination to tackle corruption head on. I wanted Ghanaians to know that no one, no matter their rank or status, would be above the law. Its creation was initially met with considerable skepticism in some quarters, but I believe now that there is general consensus that has been an important contributor to our anti-corruption efforts. During my first term, we passed the Witness Protection Act in 2018, creating a framework to safeguard individuals who cooperate with law enforcement, especially in corruption cases. Furthermore, the Criminal Offences Amendment Act 2020 elevated corruption from a misdemeanor to a felony, with harsher penalties of 12 to 25 years of imprisonment. We also enacted key laws such as the Fiscal Responsibility Act, the Revenue Administration Amendment Act, and the Anti-Money Laundering Act, all of which have strengthened our institutional framework to combat corruption and ensure accountability. We ensure that all allegations of corruption leveled against appointees, which generally dismiss them as unfounded. Budgetary support for account.
Eti said the president of the republic kasa edefa corruption hono yentie ni yo ne musa ye ho ensamba akubi animienu president kire say ade say corruption ho ensemsem ya entino omutumi eti obi a ye friend special prosecutor akwasiputa a kire say obo modern say obi a obebo kro no anase obewia oman ni mu ade a emfa mrakwan so no bebo modern na omudi no aba abegina emra no anim president asemi yenyina no enim sem special prosecutor yenim ne ho asempa na ebiamu no so no president say ono no enam se no won so corruption ho sensem no ompeninti anase onsoso so ninti no ade se otumi erezi corruption ne ba no yamfa se obi ko je katahye ana obi fe oman ni sika kwan bone so a yankrokro se nipa no na mum no obo modern se obema court fo ne a lawyer fo judiciary ni abo modern a raise ba no akọ 12 to 25 years enti so okobokro no anase ofak akunturase na wi oman ni sika na se ye chew anase ye do kugina mra no na bowa ade se wan komukura no nyanye 12 years to 15 years obekọ ana president esa kase ade se omu ete ekuo bi a ye frɛ no anase osan bill bi a ye frɛ no se Witness Protection Act na chese se okotete baabia na hu se obi wia bibia na okoka kire nse ebi Akufo Addo obi wia bibi obi na wia bibi no president se obetumi abomodi ade wasie na nka mwakwa akochi nipa no wonka ho asem enkire obia saa pepepe ena se ye adwumakuo mu ena se saa de no esia na se owo akonwa se okokobo obi amane a ubetumi akobo obi amane na chese nke yetumi a protect wo na chese watumi afa ho akodi president ede sign it say obomodin esan sa bill no because onye corrupt ana biemu no nso no omu ebo modern etitim bi efre anti-money laundry act anase omu de act bi ebaye efre anti-money laundry act mo wi sika no ye wonkrofo bi a omu chiri saa anase saa law no ichiri eno nso se uko wi sika saa law no ne ye de besi wa betiri pa na ne nyina no kire se onye corrupt o de sign it se onye corrupt ena biemu no nso omu de mra kakra bi enso omu introduce bibia ebema corruption no akoso akofom na said odi kan ye no corruption ho sensem de ana so ka se ube deliver na one delay no systematic way na ka se ye ya there be emfa enunti no ma omu je sa na o ma we nyina etoto akwam but the question is president wo di atoto akwam but enipa sai ena motumi achieve mu ebra mode sansem we nyina etoto akwam no within 8 years why pa na president aka say na owo ye friend say MPP mu ne yehunu say wakwa akobokoro no enu nti ya che no ame de no akwa emre ano why ena president betumi de ne nsa asinebo aka sisili adapa de je kura anu ankwanko si bebia jo ankwanko si hwi wi umusu moja no ene ade so ba minim se bia ora yimu no ena omu ebe introduce another law betumi asako sesa omu nyina ade omu ababa begina court ho no mo a ende de emra ne nkrabia ene bekire enu ti no based on ensemo a president ede abetuja efa corruption ho no ene mensu menhwehwemu a mahwehwe hunu se 8 years no menhya da hu MPP ni bi a wakwakodam ewom se obi on my do makwakodina court de by so wakwakodam no menhya da nti MPP fo mu ye center na ana NDC fo nyina so ye center na ana politicians mu nyina mu ye center na na ene ehu no otherwise na because ye nhya da hunu se special prosecutor wa making impact bia papa bia o manim sure eti mitabu yi so de yes enam se enya no president ade tutu akwan mu ena mehwe ni ntino mema no corruption no mema no 2/10 2 no eye no no ade tutu na akwan mu keke but 2/10 enam de bema no se eba corruption ho a ene Akufo Addo anya ade MPP abai mo anya ade when it comes to corruption eti ewo mu se wo de no atoto na akwan mu a e kire se onye corrupt but action bay ana impact bay ena enyaye wo mu a omu wie sika no eso ana se omu a omu fa kuntuna se etumi etutu efoma gudie ne ade no ni nyina na corruption there bia ena ma sa no mafunu sa na ekoso enu nti no o de mama 2 friends 2/10 8 years 2/10 mama obi pa mama obi enu nti the incoming president John Dramani Mahama ne NDC aban no corruption no say mu wa adwuma ye ewo ho pa a waka John Dramani Mahama waka nti ye behwe anim ewo eno no ho eti yakoya anim ne yahwe ensem a president esa so no na ya busa se 8 years fair anase state of the nation address ya wo de baye no unfair. Pacho, so one subscriber ya no subscribe to YouTube channel no. Now wa like it, uria no share video no ede amaya o comment no. Now o de ato comment section no as neja yetumi edi enkomo edi efri ho no. Na president ewie ye no na obo ewura judiciary mu so ho ye court fu ho ensem ene modern bo a o kire se wabo ede ama wo mu. Yankɔ ne nkonko tie eno so na yɛhwɛ sɛ omu yɛ ade 8 years yi nyina mu anase ehonom no etu sini kakra na yini eho enkomo enso ekakra emfa emfiri eno nso eho
100%. The office of the Attorney General by 162%. The audit service by 258%. And the police by 274%. These investments reflect my administration's commitment to empowering these institutions to discharge their mandates effectively, which means that the tools needed to exact accountability from all public office holders. Application of these tools, whilst respecting as it should due process and the rule of law, however, should pose no problem, no fears for any honest public office holder. I remember the early days of these reforms when skepticism abounded. People asked, will this really make a difference? Today, the numbers speak for themselves. The Auditor General's report for 2023 showed a reduction of 5.2 billion cedis in financial irregularities, a 32% drop from the previous year. I speak, you're not listening to me. You're not listening to me. I've just explained to you. From the previous year, I just said so. Listen, open your ears and listen to me. Mr. Speaker, my government has undertaken impressive reforms to strengthen Ghana's judiciary, enhancing both capacity and accessibility. Key achievements include addressing court infrastructure challenges with the construction of 100 courthouses, 90 of which have been completed and are operational, making it the biggest single infrastructural intervention for the judiciary in our nation's history. The establishment of the Court of Appeal Complex in Kumasi, along with 20 townhouses and a guest house for justices in the northern sector, now enables appeals from 11 regions to be handled locally, reducing delays in justice delivery. Additionally, the implementation of the e-justice system has digitized case management and streamlined processes, solidifying the judiciary's role as a bulwark of Ghana's democracy and development. Moreover, the Law House, a modern facility for the Office of the Attorney General, has now been completed. Mr. Speaker,
it is Sawati way ebra the President of the Republic catch the Ghana mama say idea say Attorney General, yes, Attorney General and Jenny yanko baby Attorney General ne office we no Sawati na call honom na ebra ADC of the President the Akufo friend is a bodyguard mark say enya bodyguard ne mum no edin no camp of field assistant and now say French no aid camp aid camp sabre no na utwa de hweye no nti se wo hwe video na ahani nyina na wo hwe a wo say action be koso na papa no feel uncomfortable but na me ngwa say ontumi ma ne nsa so ana ontumi ma sign bia nanka enkrofo emeboa no ana say onfiri ho mu bi ebehye hodom so but I don't know say bia wo madwuma no so say wo ntumi ma sign sa ema ne nyi dia and I don't actually know eti odi head the background ye wi a beba asemu a key achievement a judiciary no aside no President Akufo Addo edi etudwa no nti odi hwe background no odi hwe background na honum ubon se papa no onfiliye kra onfiliye tu se ugira ho nyina no ne ho sheki kakra fine but obey ni day eti yadru sa video no so de ma memomodin a na memfa the main video no ebra papa no ebo modin a collapse ya na se ebra utumi collapse ye no ma memfa eno no ento screen no enim na ye nhwe ne preko se de be ya ye wi a ye bebo ensem a president aka no etofa na chese ye tumi atwam call the next issue foforo enso eso nti aha sei no so obehwa aha ena eja timi se owoso no ho a owoso no ho pa enti aha no sede esi etie no yes ma memfa voice no entuma na eti de course no ebi tutim se papa no wayemre yiwie bedi nkomo kakra nso de afa eno nso ho ne atoa program no eso
as a bulwark of Ghana's democracy and development. Moreover, the Law House, a modern facility for the Office of the Attorney General, has now been completed. Mr. Speaker,
enti said your ocean school no any no I just say omode no corner mo akọ first aid bi de amano na he na timi se papa no ayemre pa because omaduma no so wedding eno so nkom betumi abomode no ma ye changes kan betumi agwa wo mo so bia obitumi gina honom ne na so abe ebia enfa ne say 1 hour omuntumi change because am say this ADC no aid the camp, yes, aid the camp. Idea say bra o collapse ya omo replace ye no. The next person now buy no ojina honum kakra obi nso be jina honum. Oni ti to me that changes now. Obi to me abo because say obi jina una so saa for you say hours 2 hours plus no adie say ye wadwuma de but I say to me consider normal baako anum ni ena na binum nso argue say na de papa omo ba omo an check no any ade ana but so omo ne bo badwuma ena nya nso na de ogya na so bisi so utimi say ogya na so ye na dwuma wo ye no ogya na so so nti waye used so na de bisi de ya na to de bia bisi wa so mutimi change mu say the American no na
as a follower of Ghana's democracy.
Say, oh, okay, I think say na sound no emaye. Nti say the American no say omutumi ebomoden a change mu nipa ni gina ne na so kakra na omutumi change mu afoforo so eba eye ade say eno nso betumi aboa because obi papa anaso obi busuani eno no nyese at the end of the day obi gina obi papa echi na ono akohwere ne nkwa na obi papa de otumi akofi akohwe ono na busua eno ne nye fine so nti we no ene ade a esi the State of the Nation address on the 3rd of January 2025 na ha adwen baako eno no achi social media issue de obi a eka ho asem wa chese akoye arahosem enu nti wo de yanto ayensem no so said na president of the republic Emma yen statistics no o chese judiciary ni de wo ma bomodin pa na even attorney general kra no omo atumi amano new office ene ade na o kire mu se ade se court houses omo eba 8 years no omo atumi asi be 100 and as 100 and na you mu target by 90 dear omo atumi asi ene ade a chese otumi se eno ne ye plus yes eno no plus edema Akufo Addo aban no denti America se plus no ene se on se ade no se bianka target no emfa ne se 200 ena nko aye mu 90 ne dia nke beka se waye ade but wonye ni nyina anaso wonye ade kora ema no enko nanim sa so but in this case ne dia omo targeta no omo wo no 100 and 100 no omo atumi asi 90 court houses na che so atumi say yes judiciary side honum no so no at least omo aya ade pa a che se mekasa me mana at least metumi ama no be 7/10 ewo honum no because on say Ghana court processes no ene ade no eto da bia ya na eche enu ntine nyenya court houses bebre se de omo ye na eboa oman no ema yen court process no to me SPD up kakra ene ade wonso obetumi de comment at comment section no ase na eja yedi enkomo ede efri honom enti after say incidents we say esi ye no akiri no ade say enya papa ni nti no mo ko ho enu nti no mo to a wo ma de so ho ena mo ye wo madwuma nti wo ye obi adwuma you need to be careful mo amode mo ho ama politics ne ade ne yesu ade kakra na de afiri mo so ho wo bewu wo ya ade na be koso because after say incidents esi ye no omo ko ase o say parliamentary house ase honom no ye topono ma wo mu o ma ji o mani papa so nti wo ye biribia obi show kutupa say fa boko bo obi tirim na bagiska you need to be very careful because I will na wo ho koka ade so ono no onfa ho saa o onfa ho saa so ho ade no life still goes on enti so wo ho no mo a sabi no adwene se nipa kakra ma obi emfasika entowo se ko ne ko din se hunu so ho na obehu obi a wawo na owo abusuan ni ade na odi MPP ni NDC echi kontoko hunu eni ade at the end of the day se wo ho koka ono no onfa ho so ho ho koka onfa ho eye adisuan ye de ebetwa mu opa betumi afa opa nso a obetumi ato atwene na de beto no obeka se sa afitu we se de ama no na sa abre no ebi awo koka na samado wodi ayanku ya nimu ebra eja incidents we se esiwie no judiciary no ogusua oka eho asemo yentie ensemo the president of the republic na Dankwa Akufo Addo eka ɛde fa ho yɛwie a yɛbɛka ebi ɛde asɔso na sɛ mark na ɔsɛ me change na me change no so ɔsɛ me te so nso a me te so. Eti ha ni nyina no ɛyɛ bra na kyerɛ shock ɛwom. Yes. Na said the American, I had in a near brana shock a womb, a bra incidents no is see ye. I just encrofo air share, CB a DNC, and I said DNA air corner. And not to take key time kaka, take time kaka, take almost I think 2 minutes or more. Yes, take time kaka. Tis all sha, ubia sorry air shed air cosso. Any idea. Ubia sorry air shed air cosso. Na yibia eja said me kan ye no ye beko eye the next eye video no eso about asem ya walking ya now eye the president of the republic kano and our did see eye roads any infrastructure enso emu nti ye betie ni nyina abom preko na ye nchichim baako said ye be ya ye betumi a bit time no ekaka because you shall say within the next day be about 10 to 15 minutes, you know. You be to me a wrap up, baby, and next program, no, so you day at was. And all this while, no, a bra, the aid, you know, yes, AD camp, metre ADC, no, utashe ya. Omo aye shocker, omo etete ho no mo omo ehwe because sabre no omo some of the people damparene and crofo afa AD no ko akohwe se omo de no ebe omo beko akoma no first aider eti emua na omo so ete ho no mo aja omo hwe respond but whatever the case is no speaker etumi prompt the government and say the president say on to an ensem and
let's continue with the business. Your Excellency, you may do so now.
Thank you very much.
And said the Etienne Americano business no dear. So could do be political party china could din se hunu na ukuwu ana ukupra say no mo beka kyerɛw.
Let's have some order and let's continue with the business. Your Excellency, you may do so.
Let's
have some order and let's continue with the business.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, yakosa de meka kire wo no eye ade se president eto aso nti enko eye video na president eto aso no eso na ja yenko conclude bibia emfa emfiri honom na yewia ye be assess enoma president e de ababa to dwane nyina ne abusi ho se ni 8 years no eye fair to Ghanaians anase eye unfair na wonso odo comment at comment section no ase na ye di enkomo e de efiri honom ya no abomode no subscribe so won subscribe ya no turn on the notification bell no like video no share video no e de amaye yenko ni tie ensem no na afei yemra medi enkomo emfa ho.
As I was saying, infrastructure development has been a cornerstone of this administration. The construction and rehabilitation of over 12,000 kilometers of roads have improved connectivity and reduced travel times. These projects have not only facilitated trade, but also enhanced access to essential services. It is fitting, therefore, to acknowledge that this administration has constructed more roads and interchanges than any other in our nation's history. In the Greater Accra region alone, we have completed the Pokwase Interchange, Tema Motorway Interchange Phase 1, Obechebi Lamte Interchange Phase 1, the East Legon Underpass, and recently, the Flower Pot Interchange. Beyond Accra, we have also delivered the first ever interchanges in the eastern region at Sohum, and in the northern region at Tamale. Each of these projects tells a story of commitment, foresight, in a Ghana that is continuously moving forward. There are 14 additional interchanges currently underway across Ghana, each at different stages of completion. In Greater Accra, we're building interchanges at Obetamilamte Interchange Phase 2, Nungwa, Ajingrano, Bone Barrier, Pram Pram, Dawenya, Savannah, and Tema Motorway Phase 2. In the Ashanti region, ongoing projects include the Swami Interchange Phase 1, Anumanje, Makro, Magazine New Road, Ebusuakura and Abrepo, as well as the PTC Interchange in Takoradi in the Western region. These projects represent the scale of our ambition, a commitment to excellence and growth that knows no limits. Mr. Speaker, in aviation, we've expanded airports, including the construction of the Yakubu Tale International Airport in Tamale, the Prempeh I International Airport in Kumasi, the rehabilitation of the Sunyani Airport in Sunyani, and the completion of the Ho Airport in Ho. These projects position Ghana as a hub for regional air travel. Mr. Speaker, over the past 7 years, we have revitalized Ghana's railway sector, undertaking key projects to modernize and expand the network. Notable achievements include the rehabilitation of the 66-kilometer narrow gauge Western Line from Kojokrom to Takwa, the construction of a 22-kilometer standard gauge line between Kojokrom and Manso, and securing funding to extend the Western Line from Manso to Huni Valley, connecting to the port of Takoradi. Additionally, a 6-kilometer standard gauge line in Kumasi is underway, and the Tema Mpakadan line has been completed. Progress of the Ghana-Burkina Faso Railway project further underscores efforts to enhance regional trade and integration. This week, we have made some good strides in improving the housing sector. Over the period, we built 1,070 affordable houses and broke ground for an additional 800 in the Greater Accra region. We've also established the National Home Ownership Fund, which is delivering 534 homes in Tema Community 22. We delivered the 1,000 homes to the security services and are delivering 600 homes for public servants through the Bungalow Redevelopment Program. Speaker, the transport sector has also seen the deployment of electric buses in major cities, reducing carbon emissions and aligning with our climate change commitments. These advancements signal Ghana's commitment to building a sustainable transport infrastructure for the future. As I was saying, infrastructure...
Eti said the President of the Republic when it comes to infrastructure and roads, ultimately say, this 7 or 8 years in the NPP omo abo mo homoden pa minim se me na me hunu sa dia but ma yenhwa ade o chese Accra aside interchanges ya omo eye flower pot ne ade a wo hoyi omo sa gusu a omo ye extra 4 interchanges Eastern region so omo aye interchange hodom Ashanti region omo wo about 6 interchanges a omo eye ehun adwuma ena sa wo hwe western a eno som se ba ku bi hodom a omo eye ho adwuma se wo hwe eye akwan a omo aye Akufo Addo kire se omo ba ye no omo atumi aye akwan more than 12,000 kilometers, yes, more than 12,000 kilometers. So roads a omo atumi ede aboa ena se wo hwe biemu a se wo kɔ aviation meka plane ɛho ensensem na ɛno so no utumi se wɔde abam akyɛ se wo anya wo mumu ɔno so wɔyɛ ade pa electric buses waka ho asɛm waka ɛyɛ train railway no waka ɛno so ho asɛm a in conclusion no se meka se ebia within 8 years statistics here yam president ede ababe to dwane se no na me de eye adwuma dia ene eye infrastructure ene yemfa ne se eye roads no I dare say mema ni bi pa because affordable housing ni say no wasi wo mu asi yemfa ne se be 100,000 ena wo mu asisi I think say this 1,000 for security personnel police for ne omo keka ho no ena 600 extra 600 bin so ho no mo a eno de for the public eno nti no so keka ni nyina ebomu a ade se omo ayade se omo ayade omo egusu a train yinso railway line omo ye be from Ghana to Burkina Faso. I just say in conclusion no I have say no impressive kakra. Yes, to me no me table you should there. Infrastructure and roads no there. At least mamu mo krama mo 8 years. 8 years no can say be abe we move 1 year akra there the be chom. Yan fan 7 years. Into 7 years na so much to me the aye normal way ya me table so there. Desima mo be 9/10. 9/10. Because so what sha and no man so obobo so ni nyina no ade a ewo honom flower pot interchange ye nyina ni mo asem so ame interchange a ekoso ye nwie de na so ekoso ye nyina ye ni mo asem ene eastern region di eno so ye ni mo asem ena so hwe western a eno so ewo ye ni mo asem o hwe airport a prempe the first ewo honom o hwe sunyan di ya ewo ho any other ones ni nyina ewo hodom eno nti no we need to be fair so ho eni kwansi ye de yam political na ehye baby a wo se me man wrong no ma bomode ama no wrong ena baby a wo se yetumi ekase wo mu ya ade no ade se eni kwanse ye de enu nsusie nti am say in total no se hwe state of the nation address mu a no kwasem ne se yankase ni nyina na ye yankase ni nyina na ye economy no omo ya ade in a way omo ya ade yes because on say yenhunu say challenges to say covid na e ba ye no na still na no so motumi say the president e kase omo a recover no omo tumi a recover dia na che so omo aya ade e wo honom na de omo anse da anya ade a meka ho asem say eno de enye no eye corruption die aban we wanya de kura wanya de kitikiti si e ka health sector so a wo ya de pa because on say no omo launch say ya de say obi ewo obi a sickle cell patient and I say obi ewo cancer and kwada omo cancer na say bia obi a wo kidney problem ene ade no utumi ko hospital and also omu de abomodian awura national health insurance nim out me ayare free SHS education side no omo ya de but at the long run nipa no be school but adwuma ni hono mo nipa no be ye no honom no ene ya na eye problem honom no ene ye problem but in all ne de in all no ya de se aban a Akufo Addo MPP abanya Akufo Addo ne di enimu yi no ya de se mejimidi ye se Ghana fo ebe kai no pa ebi anyene ene no ebi a wonhu de waye ba ebi a wo kina beti de ye kan ase yen kan politics asem wo ha asem wo be kan ye ene ye hwe the calculations ayensu aya ene gina so aye de kasa ensem we see also ohu ni say the state of the nation's address here, the state of the nation address here, or the eba you know. Your man a thumbs up and now thumbs down. Feel free never adventure to comment section no ase na yeni enkomo enfa in free honor. Master Obio, so one subscriber ya no subscribe to YouTube channel, no attend on the notification bell. Uria no like video, no share video no ede amaye. We dey adisirimu mesrew pa ya no ahye video no ede amaye because ye wrong afi na ye basoro so nti eni ye nyini emom mesrew eni ye nyini emom na uhia eja o comment no na dey to comment section no ase na ye di enkomo ede afri ho enti ena no eye the state of the nation address JIAN president of the republic Nana Adedankwa Akufo Addo ede eba ebetu edwa no yenso yempense mu kakra ye ede fa ho no aha ane ede besi na onso betumi de wadwenkyere ato honom sei na wo hu no ede fa feel free ni nkomo e comment section no ase awurade ya domo a na enkwa ene ahoden egina mu a ye besa hia na yedidi ye ho enkomo na sabre die makraw